so hopefully this will be exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, so be patient with me. Coming into view, well, of course I hope I'm coming into view. Hey, welcome to The Way I Zee It, and also my latest blog, chat, whatever the case may be. I hope I'm in focus. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is press pause and come back in. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do one take. Today is Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. Earlier today, I also mentioned that today is not only about mothers, it is about children as well. Because as we know that one without the other is meaningless. So congratulations to all of you who is either one or the other. Happy Mother's Day. If I'm in focus, it's wonderful, but what you will also focus on is the bags under my eyes. You also focus on the heavy lids and whatever, which is as a result of not enough sleep and too much tears. But you know, no worries, it was all good tears and wonderful tears. I'm home now. It is quite late, second half of the evening, quite early for me actually, of Mother's Day, but a culmination of an absolutely fantastic weekend, a weekend that actually started on Friday. I've not been able to express it on television, online as to what it is that I've been busy with, but soon it will be revealed. But I'm basically doing this to share the joy and the love that I feel at the moment, and it has been incredible. On Friday I was literally dancing in the streets, I was playing in the streets, you know, and photos of that will be revealed. And it was just, you know, I had a feeling of the way I was dressed was for the first time very casual. It wasn't so formal, it was jeans, tackies, you know, my hair was loose like this, and I just felt carefree, and I needed to capture that, and so I did. And playing in the streets was absolutely wonderful, even at my ripe old age. So that was wonderful. I've always been able to spontaneously do things and visualize things, and the way that it came out is exactly as I visualized it. Anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy it. The second part of that was the Saturday. The Saturday I had an absolutely incredible opportunity to be part of and witness a graduation Sangoma ceremony. For those of you who don't know what a Sangoma is, it is a traditional healer in South Africa. This was a isiXhosa person who had studied for 7 years and had graduated. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to go to the ceremony. And more than just being invited to the ceremony, I got the VIP ticket to the back room, you know, to the inside goings of it all. And it was incredible to see something so different to what you are used to, so different to you know, it's a closed, almost a closed society, or at least we don't, or I don't know much about it, and there was always speculation around it. And here I was able to, through a friend, be invited, and then I went. But what's even more than just going is that he had no idea I was coming. So there was quite a conspiracy around it all, and off I went to Khayelitsha, one of the largest informal settlements in South Africa. And I proceeded to go off, and it was so funny because I asked them to meet me at a certain garage in one of the townships. And I've been there before, but this time I'm going out on my own. And I decided, so we decided to call each other these co-conspirators and I. And it went something like, you know, okay, so I'm here, where are you? No, I'm here as well. Let's just say the garage was named Caltex. And so I said, I'm at the Caltex garage. They're like, yeah, me too, but we can't see your car. And I said, don't worry, my car's not in the garage, it's parked across the street. I walked over. So do you see the little shop? Yes, I see the shop. I said, okay, go to the shop. They say, I'm walking to the shop. I say, cool. You see the ATM? Yes, I see the ATM. Well, I'm here too. Where are you? And I go, oh, hold on. Where exactly, in which Caltex are you guys? And LOL moment, turned out they were 2 kilometers away, and because the garages is designed exactly the same way, we were actually, when I'm saying turn around, do you see the, yes, they could see that, turn around, do you see that? Yes, they could see that, but we were not even in the same location. Anyway, it turned out well. I just drove, met them, and off we went. And my friend's face, you know, when they sort of brought him out and he saw me for the first time, and it was like It was the most wonderful feeling. I'd been planning this for an entire week, you know, and everything that has happened to me this week has been a culmination of a thought in my mind, what I want to do, how I want to do it, and everything just unfolded exactly as it should, including his face and the surprise and the joy of me being there that, you know, it brought to him. It was a priceless moment. It was wonderful. And of course we both cried, and there's photos everywhere of us like wiping out tears off each other's faces, and nothing can replace that kind of joy and you know, that fills your heart and swells your heart to a point where you feel it's gonna burst. So much so that it actually almost felt exactly like that. After going through the whole experience and being invited into the room with the rest of the elders and the Sangomas, and then taking me through, so I was the only non-isiXhosa person in the entire place. And in fact, of all the informal settlements or shacks as we call them in and around, I was the only one. And you know, I eventually, after a while, had to go use the restroom. And yes, the reality for many people still in this country, and definitely there, although I was a guest, they couldn't offer me indoor plumbing. I had to walk along with everybody else down the street and use the public toilets, which was made of concrete and had a perspex green door and was padlocked. It was interesting and humbling in a way that I could not properly express to you, but I'm so blessed to have been able to have been given insight into this unique culture, and sitting amongst a group of 15 women, 2 men, all Sangomas, all people who have graduated through years and years of training. And you know, there's this thing where in society, both in South African and other societies, and also in African culture, we see a lot of abuse of women. We see a lot of men abusing women, and unfortunately it goes on in all societies. But when I entered that room and I looked around and I saw these women, all I saw was power. All I felt was power. I felt as if I was in a room with warriors, you know, with like women warriors. It wasn't the fact that they were women, they were just warriors. I didn't see anything else. And the way they welcomed me, and the cross-cultural questions and dialogue that happened during that, it was incredible. I cannot believe that I've been so fortunate in my life to have experienced so many great things, and I continue to do so, just the littlest things. Needless to say, there was photos and there was videos, and I will choose to select a few because we had an agreement that it was going to be for personal and not public use. So with their permission, I am going to publish some photos of that experience. But the evening part of that, then I had to go and work because I had some of the staff with me, and we went together back to work that evening, and it was a late night, and then I came home extremely tired, hungry, had a bath, and then gave thanks to God and the universe. And again, just so overwhelmed by the love and the joy of being able to give to people, you know, that it's such a simple act of doing good for others, and that the repercussion of doing good is feeling good, and it's such a simple action. And my entire day yesterday was all about that. And then coming home last week when I broke down, or 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when I broke down and was brought to my knees because, you know, the guilt and the burden of my sins, and I was brought to my knees because of that and cried my heart out. This was exactly the same last night. I was brought to my knees but cried out because of joy, of happiness that I was able to bring and that I was able to feel. So I wanted to share that with you. And then in return, today was Mother's Day. So today I'd also planned, have a friend of mine that hardly ever gets to go out much. One, because she's constantly busy. She travels for her job, she's studying part-time, she is so disciplined, goes to bed at a certain hour, gets up in the morning, and by the time, and we hardly ever see each other. So today I had planned just 2.5 hours for her, and had this idea in mind. And I'm so happy that she was willing to allow me to hijack her. So at 5 o'clock exactly, I picked her up and off we went, and we had a very special 2 hours, sunset, sitting there enjoying that, each other, ice cream, hot chocolate on the beach, and just talking and catching up. And I shared all of this with her as well. And then so that was wonderful. And then on my way home, perfect, everything is perfect, dropped her off, go down to my other sister to go say Happy Mother's Day. And Within meters of our house, I tried to change gears and the gears just gives in on me. The gear lever is just dead. It's in my hand as if it's a, you know. And mind you, if this had happened just 2 hours before, I would have been on the top of a mountain where there was no clutch, no gears, no nothing. But here I am meters away from my sister's house and it happens. So I walk in obviously a little bit, you know, anxious and then say, listen, this happened. And I found a family member to say, listen, because this particular family member is quite clued up on cars, and I figured, you know, hey, if there's anybody that's going to help me or know what the hell's going on, let me phone. So I phoned, and I asked, you know, listen, this has happened and so on, do you have any advice with regards to what it might be? And no, the answer was no, not really. I don't know what you're going to do. I said, well, I don't know what to do. Have you got any advice? No, I think, you know, do you have insurance? And I said, yes, of course, and blah, blah, blah. So phone the insurance. Okay, that's fine. Put the phone down, a little bit disappointed that the person, you know, who I thought my family was going to come out and rescue me didn't, but que sera, sera. So I'm again anxious, looking through and thinking, what are my options? The insurance, which I do have, I'm just 2 kilometers from my own house, but it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, it's going to affect my insurance, what do I do? You know, so I sat down and I just took a deep breath and I thought, what about, you know, after this 2 days, do I throw this curveball? And I realize I'm throwing this curveball to see how will I handle this test, you know, what will I do? Here is this challenge for me after such a high, am I going to end down on a low? I didn't. I looked through my phone book and I realized, wait, you know what? Here's a guy that 3 years ago gave me an amazing service on my car. And since then, the only time that I've ever interacted with him is when I drive past his garage and always wave and always hoot. You know, so guess what? His number never changed. Pick up the phone. I dial, I say, hi, this is Zahida, you might not know me. He says, yes, Zahida, the grey Corsa, my car. He knows me. I didn't just like, you know. His number's still the same. I tell him what's happening. He says, where are you? I tell him. He says, I'm around the corner. I'll see you now. A stranger, a friend, a foreigner, someone that is not related to me by blood, a foreigner, not even my co-South African, not even my brother, my sister, just a stranger, someone I know in my phone book comes out. And within 10 minutes he's there, gives me a temporary fix and makes sure that I get home safely. Amazing. So I passed that test too, I think. But again, just the ability of people to help each other purely just because they can. Just the ability of people to love, to give. It's such an easy thing, to be kind. And